Good evening. This is the Dean of All Things Spicy with Conjured Vapors Peppers, and I'm here to do a pepper review. So, for all of my brothers and sisters in arms, happy Veterans Day. If you've ever served this country, happy Veterans Day. If you've ever supported those who served this country, happy Veterans Day. So, today's pepper is an F1 hybrid that I crossed. It is a cross between the Dalle Khursani, which is the Nepalese round chili, and my Charlotte's Night. Well, I say my. The seeds originally came from Eric Knight, the hybridizer. But I was one of, I think, 3 people that he ever sent those seeds to. So I will be sending those seeds out to other people. So it won't be my cross, but I am selectively seed saving and using it as a crosser. So I have 2 different phenotypes here. One looks a lot more like my Charlotte's Night, which is a jalapeno hybrid. There was a Biker Billy jalapeno crossed with a Scarlet's chili, and I think there was a third pepper grown into that. But this is the Nepalese round chili, the Dalle Khursani crossed by a Charlotte's Night. So the Dalle Khursani was the pollen receiver, and the Charlotte's Night was a pollen donor. So that one that I just showed you looked more like the Charlotte's Night, and this one looks more like the pollen receiver, looks more like the Nepalese round chili. And this is off that same plant. Again, looks more like the Nepalese round chili. So we will cut open the one that looks more like the Charlotte's Night, give her a shot and see what she looks like using my handy dandy knife. So I told you in previous videos that I was highlighting different pepper reviewers and YouTubers. And last night, I said that I was going to start moving into those people who have high tolerances and those people that I truly think have a gift for sensing and tasting the different flavors of a pepper and who have been raising their tolerances to pretty extraordinary heights. And for tonight's highlight, it is Heat Seeker Pepper Eater. So he is a phenomenal reviewer. I absolutely adore every single pepper that he reviews. Not just the peppers, but him reviewing those peppers. I can't talk tonight. So give Heat Seeker some love. If you haven't already subscribed to his channel, please give his channel a like and a subscribe. I will link him in the comments down below. One of the things I love about Heat Seeker and how he does his reviews is he does the majority of them outdoors. It's so nice to see the Florida backdrop in his reviews. You know, I have my wall and my door. A lot of people have hot sauces behind them, or tinctures and hot sauces, or pictures of the different challenges that they've done. I like his because of that. One reason that I like his is because of that Florida backdrop, the natural backdrop. It's really a refreshing sight. But he also has this ability to taste flavor that the majority of pepper reviewers out there don't have. Just a good guy, genuinely nice guy. So please show Heat Seeker some love. Anyway, here is the inside of the Dalle Khursani crossed with the Charlotte's Night, the one that looks more like the Charlotte's Night. There you go. Got a clear image there. Smells like a basic annual. Give her a shot and see what she tastes like. So quite sweet. Definitely has the jalapeno sweetness. Quite a bit hotter than your average jalapeno, but most of the Charlotte's Nights already are. Well, I say most, probably not most. I probably planted out 30 plants of the Charlotte's Night in this year's F3 stage, and maybe 17 of the 30 were higher than a jalapeno. My goal with the Charlotte's Night is to get a pepper that's closer to the habanero heat level, but with the jalapeno flavor. And consistently. You'll get the rogue jalapeno that might reach the jalapeno or habanero heat level, but I want one that's consistent, right? And then the plant also has absolutely gorgeous, very good in foliage. So in this, the hybrid, the F1 with the Dalle Khursani, the foliage wasn't super variegated, but it is a dark foliage. It wasn't a very big plant. That one specifically was not a very large plant, but it produced a lot of peppers. So I like it for that reason. And I'll be really excited to plan out the F2 and see what comes of the F2. So for the next two, I'll cut open these two, which again are the Dalle Khursani. So the Dalle Khursani looks very similar to these peppers. But the fact that one's round and one's long shows me that this is absolutely the F1. I'll be excited to plant these out too and see what comes of these. Am I going to have a pepper that's the Dalle Khursani heat level? So I think the Dalle Khursani is right around 85,000 Scoville heat units, sometimes hotter. It's an amazing chili. Again, it's from Nepal, but used very heavily in Indian cuisine. So we'll use my handy dandy knife and cut this one open and see what she looks like. I'm always excited in that second filial generation because it's like Christmas morning. You never know what you're going to get. So that's the inside of the elongated version of the Dalle Khursani cross with the Charlotte's Night F1. Hmm. That one tastes a lot more like a Dalle Khursani too. Hmm. I think it may also have the heat level of the Dalle Khursani. Maybe not. A little lower. So far, I'm thinking about 35 to 45,000. Definitely hit my throat. So it's very unusual for an annuum to hit your throat. So it's exciting to have an annuum that hits my throat. Yeah, I'll be really excited to see what comes of the F2 generation. Cut open the rounder version and give this one a shot. That one didn't. Still hit my throat. That one didn't want to cut open. It is slightly underripe, but the seeds look fully viable. Of course, I'm going to consume these, but I have more on the plant, and I don't need to clean the plant off till tomorrow. Tomorrow night's going to be 30 degrees, so between today and tomorrow, I'm pulling as many peppers off as I possibly can. So, Dalle Khursani cross with the Charlotte's Night in the first filial generation. So this one didn't hit my throat as much. And also did not seem to taste as much like the Dalle Khursani. It is delicious pepper, if you like a little bit of floral flavor in your pepper. The majority of times that I see the Dalle Khursani used, it's more often than not dried before it's used. But I have seen them used fresh in Indian and Nepalese cooking as well, and I eat quite a bit of it, both Indian and Nepalese. So the heat is mostly tongue, almost nothing on the roof of my mouth, little tiny bit in my throat. There he goes, hit my throat. It is so, again, hold on. It is so unusual to have an annual that hits your throat. But it is a trait of the Dalle Khursani. You know, it's so funny when I go to Nepalese. Oh, there it goes. Hit my throat again. It's so funny when I go to Nepalese restaurants and I ask them, do you have any Dalle Khursanis? And they're like, fresh or paste? I'm like, fresh. I mean, I'll take a paste, but I really want one fresh if at all possible. Or 2 or 3 or 4. And they're like, what? You eat them? I'm like, yeah. They're like, we don't even eat them. We put them in food and we cook food with them, but we don't eat them. I'm like, yeah, I eat them. And they're like, how can you handle them? Like, I just can. Or like them. But anyway, so the first one that looked more like the Charlotte's Night had only a tongue burn. And it was probably around 10 to 15,000 on the Scoville heat scale, maybe 20 at the most. This one I was thinking 35 to 45,000, but I'm now thinking 55 to 75,000, somewhere in there. So it is less. Oh, see, it's making me sniff, which is weird because usually I don't sniff until about 1,000,000. I am thinking this one was right around somewhere between 55 and 75,000. But I also ate 3 peppers, so who knows? Sometimes you have that compounding effect. But anyway, delicious peppers. Both depends on what you want. I mean, if you want the more of the jalapeno flavor, the first phenotype, great. If you want more of the Dalle Khursani, the Nepalese round chili, the second pheno or the third pheno, which the second and the third pheno came off the same plant, and that plant was very tall, produced a lot, but didn't ripen until this week. So an extremely late ripening pepper. I will grow it again and see if it does the same thing next year, and to see if I get different phenotypes as well. Most likely I will. Almost always in that F2 generation, you'll get massive loads of differentiation in your phenotypes. Anyway, that was my review for today. This is the Dean of All Things Spicy. Happy Veterans Day. Have a beautiful night. I'm out.